I don't know what is happening. I don't know. My videos keep on. I don't understand. It ain't pinning. It ain't pinning. It ain't pinning. I don't know. Is it on? I don't know. It ain't pinning. It ain't pinning. The 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 electric needs a bit of work. That's why it's doing it. I'm not sure. I can't. Hold on. I don't know. I can't find my stuff. The electricity needs some work. For real, if it's acting like that. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get to where I am. Um. Alright. This angle is perfect. It cannot get any better. It cannot get any better. It can't get any better. It cannot get any better. Alright. So we before we couldn't pin the before we couldn't wait. Before we couldn't pin the video, what you call it? The message. We did New York. Wait, we was doing New York, right? So we was in the middle of doing New York. We got Pennsylvania. I'm about to pull up to Pennsylvania because that live ain't gonna work. But it was Erie, Pennsylvania. We was watching before I was pinning. So let's do that. I'm trying to type. I'm trying to put in the chat what we doing is happening and got to be Pennsylvania. Alright. So got the end. Aniyah. Alright, that'll do. And also, I forgot to put, what did I just do? When I did Pennsylvania, I forgot to put the question mark at the end. So, let's do that. Of course, I messed up Pennsylvania. Alright, it should be up now. Let's see what we got now. And message. Let's get the message. Video. What? So here we go. What is happening to Erie, Pennsylvania? That's what we was watching. Let's rewatch it.
Ranking 5th in population in the state of Pennsylvania, this city has been one of the largest population centers in the western half of the state for many decades. Pennsylvania's only major city on the Great Lakes, however, like many cities of its region, has undergone a long period of decline, change, and evolution through the decades. This is what happened to Erie, Pennsylvania.
Erie, Pennsylvania.
What would become known as Erie, Pennsylvania would originally be settled by the French in 1753 as Fort Presque Isle. The protected harbor of Presque Isle provided an ideal place for settlement on the Great Lakes. The location was not just important in that it was a protected port, but also important because of the nearby Fort Le Boeuf, which would give the French control and access to one of the shortest distances between the Great Lakes and Mississippi watersheds. At just 15 miles of distance between the two forts, water access to nearly half the continent could be had. Decades later, in 1795, now part of Pennsylvania and the United States, the settlements that would come after the fort would formally become known as Erie, Pennsylvania, with its founding that year. Shortly after, a port would be established, and this would be imperative to Erie's economic development. Sawmills, fishing, and ships would become some of the early successful industries, and the city's location, roughly halfway between Buffalo and Cleveland, with Pittsburgh not much further, would make it ideal for the railroads. 3 major rail lines would pass through Erie, with the Lakeshore in Michigan, Chicago and St. Louis, and Pennsylvania railroads. These lines would bring commerce, people, and economic prosperity to the area. Being an important rail location would help Erie not just in commerce, but in manufacturing as well, as the establishment of Erie Car Works Limited in 1868 would make Erie a sizable producer in rail car production. Engine and boiler production as well would become a major industry in Erie in the 1800s, with companies such as Erie City Iron Works and Nagel Engine and Boiler. Also, towards the end of the century, the Ernst R. Behrend Company, which would become known as Hammer Mill in 1900, would be established. These companies and industries were central to the city's growth, and it would grow nearly tenfold from 1860 to 1920, and it would surpass over 100,000 in population during the 1920s decade. The city, growing off all these strengths, would continue to grow, growing through the suburbanization years of the 1950s, peaking in the 1960 census at just over 138,400. This would make it the 3rd largest city in the state and 2nd largest in western Pennsylvania. While the city was still growing during the post-World War II years before 1960, certain events would begin to happen. These would set in motion the beginning of a long decline. There would be labor disputes and outsourcing of jobs to other states. Outsourcing, however, did not just apply to jobs, but also the freight and port that had long provided for the city. Between the early 40s and 1950s, Erie's port lost 50% of its volume. Improvements in water infrastructure in Ohio and Canada would make much shipping forego Erie as a port. The 60s and 70s would bring major freeways and the suburbanization trend of the region that the city had long seemed to hold off. And from 1960 to 2000, roughly 35,000 people would leave the city. Many of the companies that had held up Erie in the past were either gone, employed less people, ceased to exist, or left. The railroads as well, with less port volume and improved car travel, would lose significance as well. Nagel Engine and Boiler would be gone by 1940, Hammer Mill would leave in 2002, and manufacturing, particularly in iron, would decline, close, and downsize. GE Transportation, which once employed 18,000 people, now just employs under a new company, Wabtec, 2,000. Its population declines continue through today, and many of its industries that do still support the city are now service-based. Service-based jobs in insurance and healthcare, something not uncommon throughout the Rust Belt. Its population...
Electricity. I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's electricity, and I'm going to tell you.
still continues to decline. However, it has tried to reinvent itself as a tourism destination. This Erie's centralized location between Buffalo, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh makes it an ideal getaway location, with Presque Isle being the largest draw. So what happened? Erie simply just...
Let me enable a flashlight on my camera, just in case it happens again. There we go. Now I want to know how it looks like. Flashlight one before. Now, look at that. So when it goes off, again, you know, that's funny. Oh, wait, hold on. Ah, yeah, but it's just a flashlight. Just in case it goes off again. My video's messing up. My live. Hold on. Alright, this is good angle. Alright. So when it goes off, then we know.
Can't be what it was. While it was never huge, its location was very beneficial to the old economy of America. When those factors changed, so did the city. And while its location may no longer benefit it in certain industries, it can still in others, as it does today. Its population continues to decline, however, and where it goes from here...
Mom? Mom? Alright, I'm getting pizza. Getting pizza. It's just gonna have to be Sophie, maybe. Sophie? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't know what it's called when it... Oh, hold on, my pizza's done. I got pizza! Hey! Alright. I got pizza. I got pizza right now. I got pizza. The flashlight's on. Alright. I got pizza. I got pizza. Yeah, pizza break. Whatever. Eat, break. Yeah, I just got hungry. I like how the toppings just come off the pizza and just um on my chair like that. But anyway, continue. Got 16 seconds left.
however, and where it goes from here remains to be seen. Thank you for watching.
There I go. Alright. So now I got the video for New York. Yeah, we're doing New York next. Now it's 19 minutes long. It's 19 minutes, y'all. It's 19. Let's get it. It's 19 minutes. 19, wait, what is happening in New York? There we go. Alright, y'all ready? Oh, forgot the question mark. I did it. I didn't forget. This camera. Good? Good angle. I don't even know the angle. Hold on, let me see. Terrible angle. Terrible. But, let me see, like, oh, okay. I thought I was gonna do that. This angle was good. I'm trying to find a good angle. I guess this will work, right? I mean, I had a good angle earlier before I got my pizza. This angle will work. Alright, what is happening in here? I'm gonna pin it. Alright, so y'all know what's happening. Alright, that's good. Alright, I got the New York. It's 19 minutes long. That's the length of the video. Now, alright, y'all, let's get it. Now,
are you missing 5 or more teeth?
Now we did have some good angle, right? Is it good? Y'all let me know. Is it good? Is it good? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Is it good? Oh yeah, pizza's good. It is good. Oh no. Is it good? Hold on. What I was about to do. Oh, I was about to say something. We did New York before. Now, so.
Did you know that it just takes?
But the I couldn't pin the what's happening in New York. Right now it's pinned. So that was the last stream. And again, the flashlight is for when the lights turn off.
60 seconds, 1 minute.
Has ruled in favor of Governor Kathy Hochul in a landmark case to release an update on the Israel-Hamas war. That I will share with you guys in just a sec. But what's happening now is that the New York Appellate Division has ruled in favor of Governor Kathy Hochul in a landmark case for government overreach. Now, Kathy Hochul of New York is saying that New York is conducting social media surveillance efforts to monitor hate speech. And don't let me forget to tell you guys or to discuss with you guys why the New York Times wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. Now, if you guys can hear me, if you could, just drop a quick like for the video, and also just let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is a live video, and I never know if the audio on the video is good. So anyway, happening right now, the New York Appellate Division
it was recently live. That's cool.
Ruled in favor of Governor Kathy Hochul in a landmark case for government overreach. It says here, and this actually was posted by Travis and Flint on Twitter. If you guys want to look into this, I've actually retweeted this on my Twitter. If you guys want to check it out, you can. I've left my Twitter details in the description down below this video if you want to check it out. So it says here, happening right now, the New York Appellate Division has ruled in favor of Governor Kathy Hochul in a landmark case for government overreach. Rule 213, isolation and quarantine procedures. Guys, this is pretty serious. This is almost like a rehash of what we've seen like 3 years ago. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't go that far. Isolation and quarantine procedures will give the state of New York the ability to come in your home and take you away to quarantine without any notice for any kind of virus or infection they deem necessary. Now, we've already talked about how these big blue cities, how the big blue states are have been overwhelmingly popular in terms of the number of protests and riots that were taking place. Right now, this was in response to the aftermath of the Hamas attack on Israel. However, this is a little startling. New York. It says here, and again, if you guys want to read it for yourself, you can check out my Twitter page. There's a link to my Twitter in the description of this video if you want to see it for yourself. But ultimately, it says isolation and quarantine procedures will give the state of New York the ability to come in your home and take you away. They're going to come in your home and take you away to quarantine without any notice and for any virus or infection they deem necessary. So are you telling me they could come in your home and take you away from your family if you got the flu or something? Like, this is wild. Quote, and it goes on to say, you won't have any option to fight it. No court date, nothing. The rule has no age limit, and they can keep you as long as they like. The rule also allows them to treat you as they see fit, including using methods that are still in testing. This is one of the biggest abuses of power this country has ever seen. This is only the beginning. How long until this is nationwide or even global is the question. So anyway, this ended up getting 8.2 million views on Twitter, 21,000 retweets. I can't ignore that. You know, I can't ignore that. So hopefully this is a gross misinterpretation of what's happening, but I can't ignore this. So again, you know, if you guys want to check that out, I've left links to my Twitter in the description down below. In the description of this video. Also, if you're new to the channel, please drop a quick like for the video and consider subscribing to the channel for more news and updates like this. Governor Kathy Hochul says New York is conducting social media surveillance efforts to monitor hate.
Should I subscribe? I mean, he said he would do something like this. Should I subscribe? I mean, what? Look at that. I mean,
Speech.
let me know.
Democratic Governor, New York, Governor Kathy Hochul said Monday that the state is very focused on collecting data from social media platforms as part of an effort to counter online negativity and hate speech after a rise in anti-Semitic attacks. Following a meeting with the state's Jewish leaders, local law enforcement, and federal authorities, Hochul spoke to the media to discuss the state's efforts to combat hate crimes. Quote, "It's painful to me as the mayor of this great state of New York that has," my screen jumped, "that has been known for its diversity and how we celebrate different cultures, different religions, different viewpoints. It's painful to see the cruelty with which New Yorkers are treating each other. Everywhere from college campuses to our streets to schools to our playgrounds, even as they're entering their houses of worship," according to Governor Kathy Hochul, noting that she immediately deployed the state police to protect our synagogues and mosques and other places that could be susceptible to these types of acts. We'll just say that, right? So anyway, this is coming from Governor Kathy Hochul, guys. Now, I actually do have some good news that I want to share with you guys. This came from the New York Times. Israel-Hamas war. Hamas and Israel complete the third exchange for hostages for prisoners. This was released just 42 minutes ago now. Hamas released a total of 17 more hostages as of 42 minutes ago being reported, including one American who turned 4 on Friday. The group said it was seeking to extend the truce, which is slated to continue on Monday, which is actually good news. Finally, some good news, right? So yeah, some good news in
I'm going to tell you the easiest way to make money at home, and you 100% have never heard of this before. So most people.
Good news in spite of all of the negativity that we've seen so far. Now, New York retailers lost $4.4 billion due to organized shoplifting rings in 2022, which is just wild. We've seen these organized shoplifting rings. Mainly, we've seen a lot of it going on in California, San Francisco, that Bay Area. Consequently, the same Bay Area where the bridge was shut down and all those protesters literally parked their cars and threw all their keys in the water to keep people from being able to cross the bridge and into San Francisco. Yeah, that same Bay Area. So anyway, but we're seeing, according to the New York Times here, or the New York Post, retailers across New York State say that there's no end in sight to the rising epidemic of organized shoplifting rings, and they're warning that it could lead to even more store closures and increased costs for customers and threats of violence against store employees. Store owners said that they lost $4.4 billion last year as a result of retail theft, which they say adds to the urgency of Governor Kathy Hochul to crack down. So, lots of wildness going on in New York City right now, and this is kind of one of the driving factors why a lot of people are looking at leaving. And me personally, I'm from New York. I visited New York back in April, and I gotta say, there are definitely really nice parts of New York. There's so much history in New York, but I think with all cities, with no matter where you live, there's definitely room for improvement. So I'm going to remain optimistic on where New York Mayor Kathy Hochul, or New York Governor Kathy Hochul, goes from here in terms of making the place safer for the average American, and even if you're not American, just safer for people visiting and living in the great state of New York. So I'm going to remain optimistic there. Now, there is actually this expose that says here that the New York Times wanted to cut Social Security and Medicare. Now I'm going to leave some links to my sources in the description of this video if you guys want to follow up on what I'm discussing with you guys right now. Yeah, so it says here the New York Times wants to cut social.
Let me see the description real quick. Alright, nothing good. Continuing.
Social Security, Medicare. And so the New York Times editorial board came to a shocking realization this week. We're living on borrowed money. That was the headline of an editorial in Rand calling for deficit reduction. Having covered the deficit, the piece then went on to call for a combination of increased revenue and reduced spending to reduce the need to borrow. Now in this process, it insisted that cuts to Social Security and Medicare must be on the table. Interestingly, they go on to say that the insistence caught the eye of many people, Republicans and many Democrats. They have been looking to cut and privatize these programs for decades. Beating back these efforts has been a major victory against the drive to give all money to the rich. Now, seeing the New York Times join the ranks of those demanding cuts is more than a little bit disturbing, to say the least. Now, of course, this is not the first time the New York Times editorial board has joined with those on the right. Back in the 1980s, the paper famously told readers that the right minimum wage was $0. Now, I just want to ask you guys, should the minimum wage be $0? Is that right? I mean, I just want to hear from you guys. I have my own opinion. My own personal opinion is that no one's going to work for $0. So, even if the minimum wage was $0, no one will work for $0. Who's going to apply for a job where there's no benefit, where there's no reward? So whether the minimum wage is $15, $20, or $0, no one's going to work for $0. So I think that's just designed to kind of trigger people. No one's going to sign up for. Why would anyone do that, right? That doesn't make any sense. But at the end of the day, this all boils down to money. It boils down to money. It's becoming more and more expensive to live. It's becoming more and more expensive to live in the city of New York, the state of New York, And not just New York, it's other states. Florida, California, Alabama, Texas, Chicago, Illinois. I mean, like, Seattle, Washington. You can't name a state where you can't probably even name a city that isn't more expensive today than it has been in the last 5 or 10 years, right? And if you can, let me know in the comments what city is cheaper today than it was, because maybe I need to move my family there and we can save some money with you. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to money, and everything is becoming more and more expensive. But I'll tell you what, and this is why more and more people are joining our Patreon. If you want to join our Patreon, it's totally free. There's a link to join the Patreon community in the description of this video down below. As well, matter of fact, I'm going to leave a pinned comment. So if you're watching this video right now and you want to join us over on Patreon, feel free to do so. I'll make a link for you guys so you can join our free Patreon. And we talk about all sorts of things over there. A lot of content that I don't necessarily share here on YouTube, I will be sharing on Patreon. There's a chat on there, so I'd love to have more of you guys joining our family over there. But I have received numerous requests asking for simple, low-skill side hustles or even home-based businesses that have the potential to make at least $2,000 a month, because with the increased rents, rising mortgage rates, the Federal Reserve continuously increasing the interest rate.
Attention bargain hunters, don't miss out. Here's a free backpack. Take it. It's yours.
The Federal Reserve continuously increasing
That was an ad.
the interest rates on mortgages. Well, ultimately, the Fed is increasing the Fed funds rate, which has an indirect effect on mortgages. But the simple fact of the matter is that rate raises from wages are not keeping up with the cost of living. So here are 5 very simple, low-skill side hustles or even home-based businesses that have the potential to make at least $2,000 a month. And if you guys want more work from home, remote work opportunities, I'll be sharing more with you guys on our Patreon. But first one I'm going to share with you guys is freelancing, writing, or content creation. Now, first of all, we have nearly 300 people in the live. If I can get you guys to get these likes up to 300, that would be amazing. If you could just drop a quick like, it only takes a second. I really appreciate that. So, freelancing or content creation. Now, if you got decent writing skills,
Y'all like my live too.
offer your services as a freelance writer or even a content creator. Many blogs, websites, and businesses are constantly in need of content. And you can literally start by creating a profile on freelancing platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and a lot of other different websites to offer your writing services. With consistent effort and quality work, you can easily earn $2,000 per month from home. Like, how many people would love to be able to make $2,000, an extra $2,000 per month from home? So I think that this is a phenomenal opportunity for pretty much anybody. Now, of course, there's online teaching, there's online tutoring. Now, if you excel in a particular skill or a subject, you could think about being an online tutor or a teacher. It's kind of like, if you think about, there's a growing demand for online education. And you could easily offer your expertise through platforms like VIP Kid, there's Udemy, and the income potential really depends on the subject and the number of students that you attract. But there's evidence and there's tons of reviews and there's a lot of different income calculators that are showing that these tutors are making, in many cases, well over $2,000 per month. So if making an extra $2,000 per month sounds good to you, definitely drop a quick comment down below and let me know if it sounds interesting. So if making an extra $2,000 per month sounds like a good deal to you, to be able to pull off from home as a remote worker, just type in $2,000 in the comment section down below. The next option or side hustle or home-based business that I want to share with you guys is drop shipping. You could literally start an e-commerce business without the need to hold any kind of inventory, by literally using drop shipping as that method, as that income vehicle. So basically, you partner with suppliers to handle the product storage and shipping, and basically create a simple store, and you don't even have to buy the products. You show pictures of the products, brief description, people buy the products, they pay you first. So you get the money first, and you then take that money that you've received from your customer, order the product, ship it to the customer's house, and you keep the profit. Very, very, fairly simple business model. Earning $2,000 per month is absolutely achievable, leveraging job shipping with effective marketing plans. If you've ever thought about making any kind of homemade crafts, drop me a comment down below, because the next one is creating homemade crafts and selling them on Etsy. Now, I don't know if you've ever shopped on Etsy. If you have, definitely let me know in the comments. But I've met so many moms, stay-at-home moms, even like grandparents, literally making crafts and selling these handmade items and jewelry and just all sorts of random things, candles, home decor. They're making these things, and some people are not even making them. Some people are buying them cheaply and re-upload. They're buying them cheaply and selling them on Etsy. So, you know, if you're a creative person, you like to work with your hands, you like to make stuff, there's tons of people making well over $2,000 per month, turning their hobbies into some very profitable businesses that they're doing from home on platforms like Etsy. So, just wanted to make sure I put that out there for you guys. And virtual assistants, let's not sleep on that, right? So basically, you can offer your administrative and organizational skills as a virtual assistant. So basically, you can be a virtual assistant from pretty much anywhere. Small businesses, entrepreneurs, busy professionals, people who are running businesses need virtual assistants to keep their business going. And so basically, you can find virtual assistants gigs on platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and with just a couple of clients, you can easily exceed that $2,000 monthly income mark. So if you guys want to learn more about any of these opportunities, definitely hit me up in the comment section down below. But yeah, guys, this is where we are right now. There's a lot of changes happening in our economy right now, and New York is just one of the many states that we're seeing some drastic shifts taking place on. We talked about a lot of the increased housing related expenses going on in Florida, homeowners insurance, HOA fees, property taxes. But again, it's not just Florida, it's New York, it's California, it's Georgia, it's Texas, you know, Las Vegas, Nevada. There's no state right now, there's almost, and I'm willing to bet there's probably no city either that is unaffected by the rising cost of living, these rising property taxes, and escalating rents. One of the most disturbing things, though, is what I read to you guys earlier today, which I won't repeat. But again, like I said, if you want to learn more about it, if you want to check it out for yourself, I've left a link to it on my Twitter in the description down below of this video. You'll see a link to my Twitter if you want to check it out for yourself. But guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about what we discussed in today's video. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, drop a like for the video, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe.
He's trying a lot.
How do celebrities like
Oh,
Justin
man, that
Bieber
was
and
funny.
The Rock generate hundreds of millions
Oh,
of
man.
dollars? It's
But
actually
anyway, so that was it. That was the that was happening. That is happening in New York. So that video was.
Has ruled in favor of
That
Governor
was-
Kathy Hochul in a landmark.
That was 6 days ago when he was live. So man, I leave the like on that one. But anyway, now we're gonna see something next. Now I haven't got to it yet. But it's basically Vermont. You know. So let's try to do that right now. hold on. I don't know. Turn that off. Alright. What is happening in Vermont? Vermont. Wait. No. Alright. So what is happening in Vermont? Basically, no. Yeah. What is happening in Vermont? So alright, so there we go. What is happening in Vermont? So now we're gonna see about that. So the last one was like a 19 video that we just watched of New York. Now we're gonna do Vermont. And I don't know how long it will be. What's happening? Oh wait, hold on, let me I spelled happening wrong. Alright, I got it right. Alright, so there we go. So we got that, now let's go back. Then Vermont. Alright, today. Oh wait, what is this? A 30-second one?
For the ones working hard so things can keep running, there's Granger.
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
The
see,
shooting of 3 cops.
see, you see, I don't like how my channel title, my name of my channel says Papoose Granger, and then it just showed an ad of Granger. But Granger with an I. Now, if you look at my name, it don't have an I in it. Sorry, I'm getting off track. I'm getting off track. I'm getting off track. I'm sorry. Alright, let's put it up. It should be all the way up. Yeah, the volume. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Tonight, a gunman remains at large following the shooting of 3 college students in Burlington, Vermont, all of them of Palestinian descent. It happened last night. Authorities say the students were confronted by a white man with a gun who said nothing before opening fire. One of the 3 students suffered serious injuries. 2 were reportedly wearing keffiyehs and a traditional Palestinian scarf. There is no known motive. The FBI says it is ready to assist with the investigation.
Okay, that's not what I wanted to hear. So yeah, so that was it. That was Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont. That's all we did was 3. We're gonna do that every time we do this USA series. If y'all want more, hit the like button. Just kidding, but yeah, when I get a chance, I'll make a new one, new live stream of a US. But anyway, so that was all 3. I will continue the US soon. So yay, yeah. So I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, see you next time.